things. Now, right, you see on your agenda right off the bat here, we have our guys from Pro Hardware. I'm going to introduce Steve Sennett. Alex Hernandez is with him. Alex is, I'm in my 60s, and when you hire these young guys that are smart and creative and technical, and they just whiz kids and things like that, well, Steve's got a lot of those at Pro, and they can do a lot of good things, and Alex is one of them, and so Steve may want to talk about what he's doing, but I can't tell you what a great job I think Pro Hardware, Pro Group is doing. They're, I feel, the dominant force for independent distribution in the United States. Their chief, I don't know if you call it competitor, but the other group would be Distribution America, and they're good, but they're sleepy. They're has-been. They're old school. They're retiring. Whereas Pro is throwing in the coal. They're going faster. They're doing newer things. They're bringing on new people. They're doing a lot of exciting things. Steve bought the group a few years ago, and it's just doing a lot of great things, and all of those to bring services to you so that your customers, if your customers align with Pro, it is designed to help them make more money, help them be stronger in the hardware industry in their location. Steve, we look forward to hearing you.
Thank you so much, Doyle. I'm excited to be here this morning. I'll apologize that Sherry couldn't be here for obvious reasons, and I told Doyle and the rest, you get the B team today, but she knows this stuff backwards and forwards, so I hope you'll be patient with me as we try and get through some of it. I'm going to open up the slide. Cool. That'll work well. Thank you. So it's a pretty exciting time to be at Wallace Hardware, I think, right now in sales. I can feel the energy in the place. I got to spend a little time in purchasing and marketing yesterday, and we also got the Cook's tour of the distribution center, and you guys have some inventory to sell. I think got to be 10,000 more products there today than there was the last time I went through it, and I would think that makes it a lot of fun for you to be out in the field selling, because you've got more to sell than you've had in recent years. And one nice aspect of Pro Hardware is certainly it's designed, as Doyle said, to help your stores make more money. How many of you have an ACE or a True Value somewhere in your territory? Do you find yourself, when you walk into an ACE store or a True Value store, making certain assumptions about products that you're competitive on and products that you're not competitive on? So you talk about certain things, but certain things you just leave in your briefcase because you know ACE and True Value do a really great job. Is that fair? I think the same thing can happen when you put a Pro Hardware sign up on a store and implement the Pro Hardware program. Your competitors, when they walk in, whether they're from Oracle or they're from House Hassan or even ACE or True Value, they don't have a lot of sales guys walking in, but when they do go in, they're going to make certain assumptions when they see a Pro Hardware sign. And that's part of what you want. You're protecting your territory, and you've established some certain assets in there that keep them from worrying with you too much. But we'll go through this morning some of the assets of Pro Hardware and Farm Mart and some of the tools that we've got to implement and utilize for all of you here. We say we're building the success of America's independent retailers since 1953, and Pro Group really works for Wallace. We're really designed to help you with your hardware retailers, with your lumber building material retailers, with your farm retailers, with lawn and garden retailers. We've got a lot of places that we can help. We've also got a network of other wholesalers like Wallace Hardware that participate together in a buying group to make sure that we're competitive with big entities like ACE and like True Value and do it best. We've got a lot of two-step manufacturer partners as well, over 350 of them that align themselves with our group. I'll show you the map that we've got. And I know in the back of the room you may not be able to see this particularly well, but there's about 30 distributors like Wallace Hardware that are a part of our group. The newest one that we added is Lancaster. They're a paint specialty paint sundries distributor out of South Carolina, but they've got 6 locations across the country. Why that's important to you is each one of these distributors unites their purchases together at Pro Group, and we're able to negotiate stronger deals for Ed McKinney and for Mike and for Scott as they're buying. We've got some group deals that I think exceed what you might be able to do independently. So there's quite a network behind you, and hopefully that force is felt when you look at the promotions that are delivered through Pro Hardware and through Farm Mart and Pro Group. Today, stores program-wise, Wallace Hardware has 115 hardware retailers out there that have a Pro sign out there. That's the good news. Bad news is there's only 41 of them that really walk the walk. 41 of them have circulars and are doing promotions and are active in the Pro Stores program. And the same on Farm Mart. We've got 10 Farm Mart retailers that is guys that have signed up through the years. They put up the sign. At one point they probably advertised and did something, but today only 5 of the 10 Farm Mart dealers actually participate and are active in the program. The opportunity for you in this room is 69 stores that I think already have the sign up. They just need to get back in the family. They need to support the circulars. They need to enjoy the rest of the value that will help position them. They need to invite customers to come into their stores with the promotional activities and assortments we'll show you this morning. We do have a few folks here that I think have done a great job of keeping their stores active, and I think 21 of you in the room have an active Pro store. And we've got a little gift for you. I'll just need you guys to raise your hands and we'll pass some of these out. But if your name's on the screen, please raise your hand. When you come to the show, go by the TG Promotions booth and they will put you into a brand new Pro Hardware hat. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Roll Tide. Yes, we'd sure like to get the rest of you in a hat, and I know that can be arranged pretty easily because with 69 stores out there that would like to be active, they just need to hear a way and a path to get back in the family. They just have to hear from you to make that a reality. So Pro Hardware, you've got some competitors out there probably tell your stores that all they need is their name. And their name is good. We are not designed to replace their name in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We want to enhance their local identity, not replace it. I think there's a difference. So if Oracle's out there and you're competing with them and they tell the store, just keep your own name there, they're mostly right. It's what's important in the store's name is that it's Joe's Hardware, whatever, but we'll make it Joe's Pro Hardware, and I think what that communicates to the consumer base and his marketplace is Joe's teamed up with somebody that's got a little bigger presence and a little more opportunity to help them succeed. Farm Mart, pretty well the same way. It's designed to enhance the store's identity, not replace it. We've got one up here on the screen now. Both of the programs offer a complete retail support system. So if your retailer needs graphics inside or outside the store design services, you've got a team at Wallace that's unbelievable at doing this and implementing. I'm so impressed when I walk and I visit your retail stores at the quality of merchandising, at the quality of the signage, the directional materials, the aisle markers, the end caps. The merchandising is unparalleled with this team. And again, I'd say it's a pretty exciting time to be in sales with Wallace Hardware because you've got a lot to sell out there, but we can certainly help with the assets you see on the screen. Our advertising and promotional plan, I think flat out is the best in the industry. It's simple to implement, it's good looking, it's contemporarily graphic. It is utilized not just in print, but electronically, and websites and social media, and you're going to hear a lot about different ways that we use these promotions to try and reach consumers. It's kind of unfortunate for all of us that just 20 or 30 years ago you could print a circular and put it in the newspaper and you get to most everybody you wanted to in terms of showing them what widgets you got on sale and why you ought to come into the hardware store. And today, I think to reach those same people, you really, you still have to do it circular, but you also have to email some of them, and some of them need to be at Facebook, some are Twitter guys, and yet others will go out to YouTube and figure something out, and some will go to a website, and then of course there's other medias too that you can deploy. But I think we've got to do all of those things to just get to the same audience today, and Pro's got those tools. We offer 8 tabloid promotions. They're all customizable. March, April, May, June, September, October, and December for the retailer. The biggest part of our retail group really advertises 4 times a year, but we recommend they advertise 10 times a year, and we make 10 promotions available to them. 8 of them are flexible. They can tell their story, what's unique at their pro store, what's unique at their Farm Mart store. 2 of them are coupon tabloids, and they've only got about 40 products on them to start with. They're not customizable, but they're really strong values. So in February and August, you'll see all products fixed in the Pro promotions, but it's not a lot of inventory to support a circular. A trim kit's included with every circular. I don't know why you bother to advertise if once people were in the store, you didn't direct them to the products. And our trim kits do a really nice job, I think, of letting people know what's in there. I know we've got a couple of guys out here that said they'd help just a little bit, and I'm going to ask John Decker if he might talk for just a minute. He promised to keep it under 20, 30 minutes here, but talk about his Pro hardware stores and what they do in his territory. Thank you, John.
Well, you know, they reach the bottom of the barrel when they get me. But yeah, I just like to, he's a kind of a testimony on Pro stores. I guess I'm going to have to go back a little bit further than that. 1973, I started with S&T Wholesale in Louisville, Kentucky, and they were a strong program company. They had S&T stores, and just about everything in my territory was an S&T store. Although they did call on some regular dealers, they didn't really enhance that so much, or didn't push that. They left that to Belknap, because Belknap was there, and Belknap sold everybody in town. And the philosophy for Charlie Redmond, the president, and the S&T was, go out, find the best customer in the town that you can, make him an S&T store, get him in the S&T program, and it'll just work out better that way. You'll have, actually, you can spend more time and more effort with one good customer than you can with a half a dozen or so. So that's kind of my philosophy, and of course you don't have to work near as hard. That's the part I like about it. But when I came with Wallace Hardware in 1993, S&T had been bought out by our own, and they were basically going down the tubes. So I was blessed to be able to bring all my S&T stores and basically switch most of them into the Pro store or Farm Mart store, which I have had more than I have now. There's been some that's gone out of business or just quit business. But it's the basic thing you need to remember about having a Pro store is they are easier to work with because you have more of a bond with these people. They have more opportunity. You can bring them into the advertising programs. They're good about coming to the markets. They depend on the things that we do, the modernization and signage and that sort of thing. So it just fits real well. It works real well. And there again, you can take the time and take the opportunity to help these retailers, and it just makes a closer bond and a closer relationship. I know not all the territories maybe have a great potential for Pro stores, but I know they're out there, and it just takes a little time and effort and push to convince them that if they try it, they'll like it. And most of my customers, if anything, they try circulars or new merchandise or whatever, I tell them, hey, if it don't work, we'll make it work. We'll make it right, and we'll take it back. Any questions? That's it for me.
thank you so much, John. And again, I think it's just a pretty exciting time to be out in the field for Wallace Hardware right now. You've got a lot to sell, and Pro Group is just one of the things that you've got to sell, Pro Hardware and Farm Mart, as you move forward. But these are some examples of what our promotions look like. I talked to you about, I think they're the best in the industry. They're graphically superior. You've got a superior internal team to help make these promotions personalized. Shirley is just world-class, outstanding at holding the hands of retailers and making sure the promotion meets every need that they have. And the flexible tabloids that we offer are, I believe, unparalleled. We've got a couple of examples. Here's one of Blaylock's Pro Home Center, and we have 6 customizable events within Farm Mart. Much like the Pro Hardware program, they can tell their story, what's unique about their store. And if they want to, they can put the local Little League baseball team that they sponsor on the front cover of this and just show community spirit. But they can also put their paint line on the front cover. They can put their outdoor power equipment on the front cover. They can put their steel chainsaws on the front cover. Whatever they want to do that tells the story of what makes them unique. It's affordable, it's completely professional, and it definitely tells the entire story for them. Our trim kits that I mentioned in the store when you're running this, every item that's on the circular has a price item card that matches the graphic theme that comes with the circular. You're also going to have a Bargain of the Month trim kit that is going to get the larger poster on the lower left corner within the store. It's going to have an end cap with it and the appropriate signage to dress up the end cap and let people know this is really special and why it is. So once you're in the store, you know that there is some sort of event going on. It's not just a circular that's put in the newspaper or put in a mailbox. When you come to the store, you've got the graphics to back it up. Our preferred customer specials are essentially statement stuffers that can be put into any statement or handed out as pass outs to the professional customers or to the DIY customers, however they want to use it. And again, you've got full color graphics, you've got good buys and good values promoted on this. Just a lot of tools to make a good store great. Bargain of the Month, we use this one quite extensively. It's certainly the feature item in the circular on the front page. We talked about the graphics that are there for the trim kit. There's a window banner, an end cap sign, and an end cap program behind it. There's also a featured item on the Pro Hardware website. It's featured in email marketing specials that Alex will talk to you about in just a little while. It's featured in our mobile circulars. So this same item that the retailer brings in is promoted again and again and again in various formats to make the most bang for the buck. I'd say our most successful stores do work with Shirley, and they do customize and tell their story. I mentioned community involvement. It can be anything they want, from the baseball team to, we've got some stores that'll actually put their employee of the month on the front cover and tell you why you should come see Joe in their paint department. He's an expert. He's been mixing paint for 20 years. Whatever story they want to tell, they can put it there, and Shirley can help them do it quite well. You can also advertise your store's niche and services, advertise what makes you unique from a product mix standpoint. The flex fees for it, a la carte. They just want to put 3 items on the front page. Maybe they want to put a walk-behind mower and a riding mower and maybe a trimmer on there in the spring. The fee is under $100. 99 bucks puts them into the flex business to customize that circular. That's pretty good value, and I'd say if they don't have a $100 bill that they can get from the outdoor power equipment supplier for having 3 items on the front page, they don't have a very good supplier in that case. And besides outdoor power equipment, paint's a great one to put on there. Windows are a great thing to put on there. Doors, whatever makes them unique. There's so many things that they can do. And again, you've got just a great expert in Shirley to help make sure it's exactly right for that individual marketer. If they want to do the front and the back page and change most anything that they want to, except for the bargain of the month, it's $195. totally flex out this front and back page, the most important real estate on the circular. If they want all 4 pages flexed out, inside and out, change any product they want to, and really tell their story, it's $700. So they spend a little more money to do a little more. And I think I misspoke. Front or back page, it should be front or back page is $195. So everything on the front or everything on the back is $195. If they want to do both the front and the back, $395. All 4 pages, $695. You can tell we're kind of directing them. Do 3 items on the front page. That's enough to tell your story, support the group and the rest of the programs that you buy, because we work extensively with all the distributors in the Pro Network to try and support the circular item buys and show some volume to the manufacturers. And when we show them volume, they show us price breaks, and when we get price breaks, we can communicate it on the circular. So I think we've got a real affordable format for them to tell their story. We've also got a pretty easy way for them to manipulate this themselves. If they don't want to use Shirley, they can get online and do it themselves. So I call Shirley and over them. She does a good job. But the Pro Ad system online, literally they see something called a wireframe. It will show in position. If you've got 12 items on the front page, we've got 12 boxes on the front page. And we've got a color graphic of each of the items that's pre-populated. And if they want to switch an item out, they just click on that item and they get options. They can modify the price and keep the item, or they can change the item altogether and put in their own price. There's all kinds of stuff they can do, but it's kind of a point and click and move around environment. They can upload their own image if they want to advertise something special. And again, it's designed for, I guess, a DIYer, somebody that really wants to get on here. Most of your stores probably have a daughter or a son or a propeller head somewhere in the building that would really like to get in and tinker around with this, but again, I'd call Shirley.
Steve, though, now that we've got Bobby on board, we're looking for another regional. We're going to teach these guys how to do that, and we'll be taking that to the store.
It's an exciting time to be in sales at Wallace Hardware.
It is. So guys, get ready, because these guys already in these stores. You know, I was working with an Orbital guy yesterday, before yesterday, and he was doing his own thing, weekend too. So Shirley's great, but we need to get it in the store also.
Absolutely. And we do have some training materials on the Extranet website for the retailers. It'll train them on the wireframe, and it'll train them on how to customize circulars and show the retailer how to flex their event and make it the most effective that they can. I think we've got a few examples behind here of some things that retailers have done. And if you look here, you can see that we've got the magic paint in one retailer's section. Next one here, you've got Anderson windows, you've got a kitchen. In the bottom, there's just no end to the customization. Here's your Porter paint on the front page of this circular. It really is easy, and I think it's quite affordable, and it's part of something that looks bigger than the individual store would be able to complete on their own. I think Craig Lee indicated he'd be willing to come up and share just 20 or 30 minutes of his experience with Pro
Now you're really, really reaching the bottom.
We're digging deep.
Yeah, digging real deep.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Craig.
I have several pro accounts. I've had some, over the years. I used to work for a company called C.H. Miller up in Huntington, PA, and they were, a pro distributor. And it really gives you an upper hand in these accounts. You can do so much more now with the pro circulars than what you used to, what you could do before. But flexing is just huge. I mean, when you can take three items and put on the front page and make that circular, that dealer circular, you can put on there their feed, you can put on their chick days, for the farm art end, or if you can put on their steel, chainsaws, Husqvarna, John Deere, Troy-Bilt, anything you can put on there to make that circular more theirs. They take a hold of it better, and they're prouder. They put it out there. It just does a really good job for them. But and it's so inexpensive. I mean, for $100, to make that circular their own. I mean, it's nice because true value doesn't do that, and At least I don't think they do. Or HWI or ACE. I mean, theirs is, it's cut, this is what it is, we'll put it out, and you can't do anything with it. But Orville, now, that circler program they have, I don't know if you've seen their circlers, but if you take their circler and put it beside Pros, I mean, Pros is just so much nicer, more colorful. I mean, there's just, it's got so much more bread and butter on it. But the biggest thing, I think it helps Wallace, you know, because I know it really helps C.H. Miller to give us some buying power that we never had, and we could have never bought items as cheap as we were buying them, you know, with being a member of Pro and the deals that they give us. I mean, even just, you know, you get down to the bargains of the month. Those little pieces of paper that you can put in the statements, I mean, those are huge. I mean, every account should be doing them. If you have a dealer, if you get them just doing 2 circulars a year, and then doing those, doing the bargains, the monthly bargains, and putting that in their, put their statements every month when they mail them out, it makes a big difference. I mean, it just really, anything to bring the customers in. And if they come in to get 1 or 2 items, you know they're gonna buy something else. And even if they don't, at least they get to be in your store and see what else they have to offer. But I know Mike Heck and Scott, you know, they look at these items, and there's these windows that they have opportunities of buying this stuff at a good price. And they bring it in at this good price, you know, for us. Keeps the average price down so we can sell it. It definitely helps. I don't know if you saw the new partners book, but we have 100% silicone in there for $209. That's the cheapest I remember, you know, for Dow Corning, for Dow Corning silicone. That's the cheapest I ever remember being. But I think Pro does a good job for Wallace, and it really helps us out. It keeps our numbers down, and it ties in with the dealers, and you know, it's just a win-win for everybody. And Shirley does a fantastic job back there. I mean, whatever your dealer has, basically, if it's any national item, she's got it in the extranet. She has it. She's got the layouts. You tell her, and she'll put it on there, and she'll email you a copy. You approve it. Dealer approves it. And, she does a fantastic job. But that's all I got.
Thanks so much, Craig. Again, I think it's a pretty exciting time to be in sales at Wallace Hardware. You've got a lot to sell. I think you could have appliances on this front cover, and that might make somebody at Wallace pretty happy. You can put beekeeping on this front cover. You've got a lot to sell in that warehouse. I really enjoyed it. I got the cook's tour yesterday with Kenny Daniels, and we walked everywhere. There's a lot of lumber. There's a lot to sell out there. And I think Stanley Price and his team going in and re-merchandising the store is a lot to sell. And Shirley helping them out advertise is a lot to sell as well. It's really an exciting time. Pro's glad to get to be a part of that, and we're excited to be a part of it. If you got one of these 69 stores that we talked about earlier, that they've got a sign out front, maybe some floor mats in the store, maybe even a few Pro signs, but they're really not advertising. One kind of easy way, I think, to ease them back in is just to get them to do the bargain of the month. They can do a bargain of the month all by itself. Doesn't have to be associated with the whole circular program. I'm going to step out on a limb here and say what I'm not entirely certain of, but I believe it's $35 a month to participate in bargain of the month. That gets you your entire trim kit and the support materials you need in store.
It's 25.
25. Shirley's correcting me. It's 25. It's even less than I thought. That's a pretty easy way for the store to at least have one thing out there that they can advertise, and they do have the in-store trim kits. If you get them engaged back in with that, maybe that's the entree then to go to 2 circulars a year. When you got them on 2, then they think about 3 or 4, 6, 8, 10. We can support them all the way through, but these bargains of the months are definitely the items that are driving the best value that the group's negotiated in a particular month. The National NCAP program is yet another piece of asset that we have for you to employ to create a positive price image, increase sales, and a new look in the store. We've got a dozen or more of these most every month. They're available online. The retailers actually can earn a little money by merchandising them and taking a picture of them and taking the time to drop a picture in the mail. with digital photography these days, it's a pretty easy thing. They don't have to go out and get their Polaroid and develop their film or anything, but they're a $15 rebate for each end cap that was displayed. So my math is not real high learning, but you know, if you did 10 of these end caps each month, and end caps, I don't know how long they take to set up, maybe 15, 30 minutes, whatever they might be. $15 a piece is the opportunity for them to be put together. I certainly would tell you can do an end cap in less than an hour, and there's probably an employee somewhere in the store that'd be happy about $15 to spend his time putting an end cap up and actually sell some product and communicate value to people that come in. We have exterior identity and graphics, everything they need to communicate what's unique and special about their Pro store. Certainly there's the Pro Hardware logo and graphics, but along the bottom here we've got the Profit Maker icons where they can communicate if they're big in plumbing, or they're big in lawn and garden, or they're big in farm, or they're big in electrical, whatever they happen to be. We've got the icons to help communicate that to people before they even enter the store. Interior graphics, much the same way. There's aisle markers, there's department signs, there's end cap signs, services signs, profit maker icons, kind of everything you need to do to make the store self-shoppable for consumers and give it a consistent graphic image as they go through. And I hope all of you have been able to go through some of your award-winning stores that are out there. I know Haywood Pro Building Supplies, one that's won in Cherokee, and Congleton Brothers, Junetta Pro. There's a lot of fantastic retailers out in the territory, and they really show off Wallace's ability to implement the Pro Hardware program and make the retailers better at being hardware stores. Another fun thing that we do, and many of you that have stores in your sales territory can attest to the value of this, is we do an Achievers Club program. We measure the retailer's purchases over a time period and award points for buying key supplier products and participating in Pro Hardware circulars and upgrading their graphics and doing all of the things that are part of the Pro Hardware program. Those retailers that attain the most points are able to join their peers in a really, really nice vacation. We went this past August to the Half Moon in Jamaica, and we're going to return October 23rd to 27th in 2017. I don't think you'll find a retailer that's been on this trip that would not tell you it's an outstanding experience. It's really a chance for the retailers to share their own best practices. Sometimes they get to share their best practices literally in the pool, and that's not half bad either. But sharing the success and building experiences and associating that with Pro Hardware is something that kind of gets me energized. I think you guys have a lot to be excited about at Wallace Hardware, and I hope that we can keep you energized. Alex has a small gift for each of you to try and remember Pro Group and what we're doing. I think all of you probably have an electronic device that needs to be charged remotely from time to time, and these little power packs will help you keep those things charged up. I do think you have to plug these in initially and let it charge up, but then it'll be a remote power supply for whenever you're traveling or going about. And hopefully you'll think about the energy that's available when you go sell a Farm Mart store, or you go sell a Pro Hardware store, or you get an existing Pro Hardware store to get involved in the bargain of the month for the first time in several years, or better yet, get them worked up about a circular or getting more involved. Are any of you aware of retailers that went on the Achievers Club program last October from your territory? Put the hands around the room and talk to these guys about what the retailers feel about doing this. And again, everything that they do to attain Achievers Club status really revolves around being a better pro hardware retailer and having stronger sales and communicating better value to their customers. I'll talk too about our pro Paul L. Cosgrave. Yes, Shirley?
Can I back you up just a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
I know I'm just a girl among all these boys, but all these boys have just a girl in their lives. And I go to the grocery store every single week. And what I know about end caps is I look at all the end caps, and I think that's where the value is going to be rather than searching up and down the aisles. I have a brother who's a boy. He loves to go to the hardware store. He's the same way. He sees these things that are on end caps. And the Pro program brings you the values to go on those end caps, which needs to be changed in your store anyway. It's not very much. $15 is not very much. But what you sell off of that, the stores need to change out their end caps. You know, because if I go into the same grocery store every single week and see the same products, pretty soon I don't see them. So when you go to a hardware store, if the end caps are the same every single week, pretty soon you're not going to see them. But if you're going to look and see those end caps, and they're different every time, you're going to look at them, and that's where the value of the store is, and that's a good reason to do it. And being a pro store can bring that value to you.
It's a great point, Shirley. I certainly think if I had a pro hardware store, and I had somebody that worked in the store, maybe I've got a high school student that helps me out or whatever, I think I would help him earn a little extra money by merchandising my Super 6 end caps or my Fantastic 5 end caps or whatever it was, and I just tell him, you know what, merchandise these end caps exactly as they are on the Pro Hardware website, take a picture of them when you're done, we'll send them into Pro, they're going to send us, your bonus check is going to come back through this system at $15 a piece. And you know, if you want to do 6 of them, what is that earning? My math is really bad. But it's enough money to make a difference in an employee's mindset, particularly, again, if you got somebody in high school and once a month you know those end caps are going to turn and the customers that come in shopping are going to see something different and know that the store is fresh and vibrant and the values are there again and again and again. Paul Cosgrave Memorial Award we founded in Pro Hardware was founded in '53, but we first did the Cosgrave Memorial Award in '78. It recognizes the top pro retailer nationwide. Through the years, Wallace has submitted 17 Paul Cosgrave winners. And in a disproportionate way, these Paul Cosgrave winners wind up on Achievers Club. And they wind up at the top of the heap in so many measures because they're excellent, excellent retailers that implement all of the tools that Wallace offers them, all of the tools that Pro offers them, and they really wind up being the cream of the crop. We always get a great presentation from Wallace, and I certainly compliment the entire team because it's utilizing everything that you have to sell. Did I mention what an exciting time I think it is to be at Wallace and sell this stuff? You've got so much in your toolkit to go with. Value-added services through Pro. We offer a real myriad of services. Most of them are out on the extranet. We just highlighted a few of them here. 51 blocks in the upper left corner is website development. Alex mentioned last night on the ride back from dinner that there's a Pro store, which Pack Pro Hardware happens to be utilizing these folks to help him re-energize the website. TG Promotions, you'll see at the show, those of you that got the little coupon and have an active Pro store, you can go get you a hat in the TG Promotions booth. You can also get you a shirt, embroidered or screen printed or however you want to do it. They can certainly help you with all that. We've got a great new movers program. We've got a great credit card processing program. We've got a store within a store rental stock program. We've got sources for carpeted floor mats and for clocks and for all of your identity materials inside and out. There's so many services that are available. I like to think of it as we've got franchise level support without being a franchise. So whatever that store happens to need, they can probably get it through Wallace and through Pro Hardware for operational support. Some of the more exciting things that are happening at Pro, I'm really going to leave to the A-team. Alex Hernandez here has been with Pro for almost 2 years, and he's really helped us develop a significant online and social media presence, and I think that's pretty exciting because it's reaching all of the 30 and under generation quite well. And slowly but surely, some of us that are over 30 are starting to pay attention to these medias as well. But I thank you for your time and attention. At the end, I know we'll have time for some questions, but I'll turn it over to Alex for his review of the websites and social media.
All right. So, as Steve mentioned, in the past about year and a half, I've taken on a couple projects within Pro that I think are excellent tools for the retailers to use to market directly to consumers. First and foremost, we have our new redesigned website here. And in this website, we specifically made the two main features of the website, the store locator here and the monthly circular here. So if you click on the store locator, you just enter city, state, or zip, and it'll give you the closest Pro hardware stores within 50 miles. And then here at the bottom of the page, you also see a number of tip and how-to videos, and that is becoming more and more popular as you see new items appearing. It's a great tool for both retailers and consumers to use to look at DIY projects. If they need to find a list of tools that they need to complete a certain project, they can find it all right here. And then here's the new Farm Mart website. As well, we have the monthly specials there in the center with the location finder and then the free tips. Another tool that is excellent for retailers to use to market direct to consumers is our email specials. Directly on the website, you see there at the top, they can join the Pro Hardware community. They just enter their email address there. And then on the first of the month, they'll receive an email with the bargain of the month and a couple other things, whether that's a how-to video, a project for them to complete in that month. And they look just like this. You see on the left, that's basically what it would look like in an email browser. We've got the bargain of the month featured here. As you can see, the bargain of the month really gets a lot of traffic, whether that's in end caps, here at the monthly specials on the website. And that's kind of what it looks like there on the cell phone. They can sign up just on the website by clicking on that email specials or just filling their email address there at the top of the page. One thing that we've been doing here for the past couple of years that's kind of been picking up steam are these mobile coupons. This is an excellent tool for the retailers to use. You just have to have the consumer text PRO to the number 55155, and they will immediately start receiving coupons directly to their cell phone. And they can actually just clip the coupon right there on their phone, scan it at the POS system, and there it is. This mobile coupon banner actually is included in every trim kit. So the idea is if they take 10 ads a year, at the end of the year they're going to have 10 of these mobile coupon banners that they can post throughout the store and really draw attention to that mobile coupon program.
Hey, Al.
Yes?
Can you take just a minute? I bet a few of you have these in your pockets. Can you take them out? Does everybody know how to text? If you already got it on there, you don't need to do it. But if you don't have it on here, it's a really easy thing to do. And we're not going to pester you a lot. Just once a month, you're going to get one of these values. But if you just go to your text screen and text 55155, that's the phone number you're texting to. Text them the word PRO, hit send, and you're done here. Once a month, you're going to get the PRO values and mobile coupons texted to you. It's going to remind you to tell your retailers about the program. And then once a month, you'll also get a reminder that they're about to expire. So 2 times a month, you're going to hear from this service. And it's really quite powerful. It communicates some of the best values to the retailer. It allows the retailer or the consumer to find their closest Pro Hardware store. Shows off all of these great graphics, and if you do it to your phone, you're going to think about Pro twice a month that you wouldn't have otherwise. So please text them and use it.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
So I showed you this mobile coupon banner that comes in every trim kit, and along with that, we have the month-specific mobile offer banner, which they can access on our website, and they can put on their website, which actually shows the 3 coupons, and this is how they appear on the phone. All they have to do is simply click right there where it says clip coupon. They can save it for later. They can send it to another email address, or they can just redeem instantly. One exciting new thing that's actually going to be new here this year is the mobile circular. And it's through the same company that we do this text program with. And it's going to come in similar fashion. Every month they're going to receive this mobile circular on their phone, and it's actually in coordination with the print circular. So we take items from the front and the back page of the print circular and put it into this mobile circular. And it's very interactive. They can click on the coupon, and just like on the mobile coupons, they can redeem a coupon. Or certain vendors can also choose to put a how-to video or a spinning wheel or a prize, click to win. And at the bottom, as you scroll down, you'll have the store locator. If we have time, I'll actually pull it up here on the computer so you can see how it works, because it is really an interactive circular, and it's really cool. And the difference between these mobile coupons and the mobile circular is, in order to start receiving the mobile coupons, you have to opt in by texting that PRO to 55155. With this mobile circular, we're actually going to be going out and purchasing media. And what that means is, when somebody has their location turned on their phone and they're browsing the web or looking at something online, they'll actually see a little PRO hardware icon on the internet browser. And when they click on that, it'll take them straight to circular. So they don't actually have to opt in, they'll actually get push notifications to their phone. And that is within a 50-mile radius of a PRO store. As Steve mentioned, we have also hopped on the social media. This is an excellent tool for retailers to use if they do not currently use social media and are looking for content that they would want to post. We've got the Pro Hardware Facebook page there on the left, Twitter here in the middle, and on the right-hand side we've got the YouTube channel. So if the Pro Hardware store wants to start a Facebook but they're not sure what kind of content they should be posting, they could just go to that Pro Hardware and they could just share all that content themselves. Makes it real easy. Same with the Twitter. And as for the YouTube, they can go and search by vendor for how-to videos and new product videos. It's an excellent tool. If they want, they can link straight to that to their website.
How many videos do we have for YouTube?
Roughly 300 plus. And that's a combination of new product videos, tip, how-to videos. It's a number of different things. We also have those same social media channels for our Farm Mart division.
Alex, are
Yes,
any of those how-tos connected with Planet DIY?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And a lot of the times also with the mobile circulars, or the print circulars, we'll have a QR code that will link to a video, and that video will also link straight to our YouTube page.
Okay.
And that brings us here to this last thing. So I have a couple forms here. I'll probably end up giving them to Eddie. They are prospect applications. So we're going to be offering a $40 cash spiff for every prospect application that Eddie approves and is brought to the April show.
So to be certain, you can get $40 just for putting the retailer's name on this form and having him come to the show if Eddie says he's a valid Pro Hardware prospect. He doesn't have to sign up to be Pro Hardware. He doesn't have to take circulars. He doesn't have to take Bargain of the Month. Doesn't have to go on Achievers Club. Just come be a prospect. I'll extend that $40 spiff to apply to the 69 Pro stores and Farm Mart stores that are inactive currently. If we can get them to come and spend time with Shirley and fill out their annual advertising form and get active again, $40 is yours. It's pretty easy money all in all, because there are already folks that are hanging the sign. They like you, they like Wallace, they want to be involved, they just need to hear the excitement of how they can become involved.
Hey, Steve, Shirley will send each one of y'all a list of your inactive stores in your territory. Some of you guys are traveling some different territories, and there's some new territory for you that we had a pro store in once upon a time, so we'll get that done, Steve.
Excellent. Just going to take all the sport out of it and make it just real easy.
Be an easy way to get $40, wouldn't it?
It'd be a pretty easy way to get $40. I think you're coming off of what I heard was a record market in December, and based upon what I've seen in the office and the warehouse in the last day or so, I think you're probably headed to another record market in April. It's a pretty exciting time to be here. You've got a lot to sell. I hope that Pro is top of mind as you think about that, and Farm Mart is top of mind. And if you do have any questions at all, Alex and I would love to address them while we're here. And I know you've got an expert team to address them when we're not here, but we want the opportunity to be in front of you and be first on the sales meeting before you're too tired to really focus on all this stuff. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, sir.
If a customer wanted to get in, so I'll just say that baseline bargain of the month, $25 a month, outside of $25 a month, what is that customer going to have to spend to get involved in the program?
Really, the $25 a month is it. We don't have, with.
Buy the product.
Right, yeah, they gotta buy the product, but the
Okay.
product's almost always under $25 itself.
But they don't have to do any kind of signage or anything.
That would be for a pro store now.
Right.
Okay, so the pro store has to have, exterior identification to be, on the program. Now.
So we
Well, I
limit it
guess
to
that's
these
my
100.
question. The store that's not on pro.
Oh, he's not.
What's their initial investment?
His initial investment is a minimum of a 4-foot by 6-foot backlit sign. Shirley, do you have a good idea what that's gonna cost?
Actually, there's two things, Steve, that we do on that. The 4x6 backlit, mounted to the walls, about $1,200. They also have, but we do have, and we worked out a lot, it's some really nice, what we call signboard signage that'll last 20 years. And if it's in a, fairly protected area, we can do a 4x6 on it for about $300. And we've got some really nice ones out there on that too. And those have all the pro colors, look just like a lighted sign. So,
Absolutely.
so as little, but what we're trying to do on that is look at what the store needs and then try to make that, work out. So the options would be from, say, $300 up on signage. I mean, we have some people that spend thousands of dollars on signage, but just to be a store, they have to have a form filled out, approved, and signage up, and then you would be approved as a pro retailer, and then at some point, we'll try to get them into an advertising program.
I'll just point out, if you had to spend $1,200 on that sign, if you really want to get involved, I'd do me 10 end caps a month every month, and I'd have $150 a month to be offsetting the cost of my signage just for doing what I ought to do anyway as a good merchant in the store.
There's many ways to skin the cat.
There are. Thank you, Jason.
But that's what's nice about Pro, there's no yearly membership fee. You have to be in the program or stay in the program, other than just getting a couple circulars a year and buying the merchandise that's on them.
There's no yearly fee, neither is there any stock or investment fee up front either. The only investment is what a store should be doing anyway, and that's have a sign, some type of sign.
And once they're a pro store, even though they just take the 2 circlers, they can participate in any of the other circlers that we offer. They can get that by.
I'd strongly encourage them to do at least the bargain of the month. I'd strongly encourage them to get on the text, the mobile coupons, the mobile circulars, because they're going to hit a whole new audience with that kind of resource, and it really is powerful stuff. And certainly the circular is a great vehicle as well. And one great advantage of Pro, as you compare us to the co-ops, is we're not going to get 2% of their sales to fund Pro hardware, like they fund Ace Hardware and like they fund True Value. We have no fees like that to go with it. It's just what you see is what you get. Thank you guys very much.